am here to introduce Heather's speech today, and I am very excited. She's going to be speaking for a project for one of the advanced manuals. This is the Entertaining Speaker Manual. The particular project she's doing is project number 1 in this manual, and it's called simply the Entertaining Speech. So the goal of this project is for her to entertain the audience in a 5 to 7 minute talk by relating a personal experience. I'm really excited to hear it. The title is compelling, calls me to action. I need a dog. That's the title. You need a dog. Heather McEnroe. Heather McEnroe. You need a dog.
Hello, Toastmasters. Sir Area Director. You need a dog. Dogs are great. They're fantastic. And there's a reason why we call them man's best friend. Well, I call them woman's best friend. But my point still stands. Dogs are good for both your physical and mental health. Dogs are great for learning responsibility and routine. And the biggest point, dogs are adorable. Who doesn't go for a walk and see another dog and be like, can I pet your puppy? Maybe just me. But all dogs are good dogs. So you may be thinking, okay, Heather, physical health, I kind of understand, but like, what do you mean? What do you mean dogs are good for my health? Well, in the United States, households that have a dog are more physically active. Dog owners are less likely to have heart disease or encounter with heart disease. And dog owners who have struggled with weight issues or such have found that sticking with a weight loss program is much easier with their lovely companion. I know it sounds weird, but it turns out dogs support us a little bit more than just physically. Dogs are great for mental health. Well, animals in general are great for mental health. As you've seen, there are service dogs, support animals, as well as therapy dogs. Now, each are their own separate category. You can't interchange them. Support dogs usually don't require any training, whereas therapy dogs, they're meant to be around people constantly. And then service dogs are stuck with one particular owner that has gone through all that training. And you may be like, Heather, you're talking about mental health, but service dogs, they're blind seeing eye dogs. That is not mental health. Well, what if you're suffering from something like, say, anxiety or depression? I do. There are dogs out there that are meant or are trained to help remind you to take your medication. They're there to help when you're having a downward spiral. They're also just, again, adorable. How can I be so anxious when those big ears and that wiggly butt's going? Or, and this is my personal favorite story, it actually came off of a blogging site called Tumblr. I'm sure some of you may be familiar with it. Owner suffers with anxiety. The dog is supposed to be trained, keyword, supposed to be trained to grab her medication whenever she's having a spiral. The dog does not bring the medication, but in fact brings a potato. Have you ever had an anxiety attack while being presented with a potato? She's spoken on this multiple times, and it turns out it actually really helps. And the dog has learned to bring the medication, but now the dog brings the medication bottle and a potato. And when things get really bad, the dog brings 2 potatoes, because we all know carbs are the key to happiness. So that's mental health in a nutshell with your dog. And I understand not everybody is a dog person. There are such things as therapy birds, therapy cats, and therapy reptiles. But those are all speeches for a very different time. responsibility. Now, some of you are parents, yeah? Who wishes that their kid would just learn some responsibility? Well, guess what is a great tool to help your child learn? A dog. Through ownership of a dog, not only do you have responsibility and the ritual building of taking them out for walks, training them, and cleaning up after them, but you end up with this, it's the golden rule of parents that silence is suspicious. It's the same with puppies. I promise you this. But you learn a lot more with dogs. You learn that maybe you're not the alpha of the apartment like you thought you were. My husband is. But you also are, you are given the gift of teaching your dog certain, doggy responsibilities. Doggy responsibilities are different than human responsibilities. They incorporate, don't pee there, don't chew on that, that's not your food. But you find that you learn so much about yourself through the training. It's just like teaching a friend how to give a speech, or a child how to cook. Suddenly you're honing your own skills. And that's not to say that dogs are just the greatest thing ever. There are negative sides to dogs. Like when you get a brand new leather couch and the dog jumps up and destroys it. Or maybe you have a really cool figure because you're a nerd and the dog decides that it's its new chew toy. I cried that day. But again, you're learning responsibility. You're learning how to teach your dog how to take on these different things. I also said that they're cute, and I understand there are some interesting looking pups out there. But for the most part, we share pictures of cats and dogs all over Facebook, all over Twitter. And why? Because they're cute. Because sometimes that little video of the corgi butt going just makes your friends smile and you want to make them happy. Or my personal favorite, the Star Trek overcast with just corgis, and Scotty is an actual Scottish Terrier. Fantastic. But dogs, again, they're great for your health. You'll learn some responsibilities. And they're just so gosh darn cute.